Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rina Guntang. Today we will be discussing the chapter 8, which is the HTML and CSS. So in this generation, we use technologies, and most of them has HTML and CSS. So it means all of us are familiar with these two web pages. So, do you know how these web pages are created and displayed? In this lesson, we'll be discussing about that. Learning outcome. By the end of this module, students will be able to discuss and differentiate HTML from CSS, discuss the history of HTML and what is it used for, and also identify the three ways to use CSS, discuss and explain CSS properties and how browser process CSS, and also create simple program in HTML. So, what is HTML? HTML or Hypertext Markup Language define the structure of web page, including headings, paragraphs, and other content. While in navigation, HTML link web page together, making it easier to navigate the internet. In multimedia, HTML makes web pages accessible to users through the visual formatting and search factors. In images, HTML can include images in various formats such as JPEG or JPEG, PNG, and SVG. HTML or Hypertext Markup Language structures and organizes the web page content, whereas CSS or Cascading Style Sheet defines the presentation and layout of the content. Both languages are closely related and often used together, but both serve distinct purposes and have different syntax and capabilities. The other definition of HTML is a computer language that defines how web pages are structured and displayed. It is the foundation of the web, allowing users to create and link web pages together. Okay, so let us proceed to the history of HTML. So in the beginning, 1989 to 1993, HTML was first conceived by Tim Berners-Lee in 1989. The first version of HTML was 1.0 and released in 1993. HTML 1.0 included basic elements such as headings, paragraphs, and links. In evolution 1994 to 1997, HTML 2.0 was released in 1994, and also it added new elements like tables, forms, and images. HTML 3.0 was released and widespread during 1995 but didn't gain widespread adoption. HTML 4.0 was released in 1997 during style sheets, scripts, and frames. Refining the standard 1998 to 2014. HTML 4.01 was released in 1998, fixing errors and ambiguities in HTML 4.0. HTML5 was released in 2008, introducing new elements like video, audio, and canvas. In modern HTML 2014 up to present, HTML5 became an official W3C recommendation in 2014. HTML5 continues to evolve with new features and APIs being added. HTML remains a fundamental technology for building web pages, applications, and other digital products.
Good day, everyone. I am Jasmine Mabazza, and this is my presentation. I'll represent to you the basic or the simple HTML document. So, first thing first, what is simple HTML document? A simple HTML document is a file that uses HTML tags to define the structure of a web page. It can include text, images, and other context. Here are the basic structure of HTML document. You start with doc type HTML. This is to ensure browser compatibility. And second one is the include. We should include HTML and head and body for tags. And third one, use meta charset or UTF-8 to specify the character encoding. And the fourth, use HTML, this, and lang-n to define the language. And fifth one is you should include the title to define the title of the page. And the second one is use the head and dash head to contain the title. And the last one is use body and dash body to contain the majority of the document. The second one is HTML tags. These are the basic structure of tags. IDOC type, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina sa simple HTML documents. So, IDOC type defines the document type and version of HTML. So, HTML, the root element of an HTML document, and the head contains meta information about the HTML document. The title sets the title of the HTML document displayed in the browser's little bar. The body contains the content of the HTML document. Metadata and link tags. What is metadata and link tags? When we say meta, this provides metadata about the HTML document such as character set, author, and keywords. And link defines the relationship between the current document and an external resource often used for linking style sheets. And the last one is the base. It specifies the base URL for all relative URLs in a document. The next one is in the web browsers. The purpose of web browser is to read HTML document and display them. The browser does not display the HTML tags but uses them to determine how to display the document. This is the example. The next one is HTML editors. What is HTML editors? An HTML editor is a software implication designed to help users create and modify HTML code. It often includes features like syntax, highlighting, tag completion, and error detection, which facilitate the coding process. There are two main types of HTML editors actually. The first one is the text-based editors. Allow direct coding with features like syntax highlighting and code completion for full control over the web page structure. For example, Sublime Text, and Visual Studio Code, and etc. And the second one is what you see is what you get. WYSI, WYG, what you see is what you get editors. Offer a graphical interface to design web pages, visually, automatically generating the corresponding HTML code. For example, in this one is the Adobe Dreamweaver, and etc. HTML editor list. There are various free and paid HTML editors available in the market, but in this article, we will be covering some renowned free HTML editors that you can use as a beginner or switch to if you are an experienced developer. Table content. Number 1 is the Notepad. Number 2 is Greek for Greeks IDE. Number 3 is brackets. 4 Sublime Text Editor. 5 Atom. And 6 is Visual Studio. And the number 1 Notepad, there is example or step to do this. This is the writing HTML using Notepad. Notepad. What is Notepad? Notepad is a simple text editor that is also used to write HTML code. It is an inbuilt desktop application available in Windows OS. Steps to write HTML code in text editor. Step 1. Open any of the text editors of your choice. Here we are using the Notepad text editor. Step 2, create new file, file, dash, new file or control plus M. And the third one is write HTML code in text editor. Step 4, save the file with the suitable name of your choice in the HTML extension. Step 5, open the saved HTML file in your favorite browser. Double-click on the file or right-click and choose Open With. I'm sorry I won't be able to show you on how to do it. The next one is basic formatting tags. Formatting elements were designed to display special types of text. This B means bold text. This strong, important text. I means italic text. M means emphasized text. Mark means marked text. Small, smaller text. Del, deleted text. Ins, inserted text. Sub, subscript text. Sub, superscript text. And the next one is the empty HTML elements. The HTML consists of several elements and their associated tags to represent some corresponding view on the screen. As you might know from the concept of the document object model in HTML, the entire HTML document can be represented in a tree structure where each node corresponds to an element and they can have their attributes as well as child nodes. But not every HTML element can have a child node, and those all are called empty elements. Although if we try to embed content in the empty element, HTML will not stop rendering it. The HTML parses it in a way that nested content gets positioned at the same level just after the empty element in DOM. But it is not a good practice because some framework, library, etc. might throw an error in this situation. Here's the list of empty elements used in HTML. Element description. IMG. IMG, it accepts a source link of the image and some other attributes like height, width, etc. And it is used to embed the image in the HTML document. BR. The BR means the term BR is an abbreviation for a break. It introduces a line break in the document. HR. The horizontal rule is used to introduce a graphical line in the HTML document. It is also called a thematic break. Follow this. Area. Area means the area element is used inside the image map. It defines some particular clickable areas for the image, which further may lead the user to a different link. And embed. The embed elements is used as a container to display any external resource like image, video, plugin, and etc. And the last one is HTML attributes. All HTML elements can have attributes. Attributes provide additional information about elements. Attributes are always specified in the start tag. Attributes usually come in name or value pairs like name equals value. The href attribute. The A tag defines a hyperlink. The href attributes specifies the URL of the page the link goes to. Example, href equals to https www etc. Visit W3 schools for more info. Visit W3 schools. The src attribute. The img tag is used to embed an image in an HTML page. The src attribute specifies the path to the image to be displayed. Example, src equals img-girl.jpg. And you should try it yourself on the W3S3 schools. That's all, and thank you for listening.
So now, I will discuss the HTML comments. HTML comments are used to insert notes or explanation within your code that are not visible to the end user when the web page is entered the browser. HTML comments are written in the opening and closing tags. Everything between open and closing tags is treated like a comment. You can see the example in our PPT. HTML comments are especially helpful for organizing and maintaining code, especially in larger projects. HTML formatting. Formatting elements were designed to display special types of text. The first one was bold text. Bold text is for styling. The next one was strong. It is important text, usually bold with semantic meaning. Italicized for style. M or EM emphasize text, usually italic with semantic meaning. Mark highlighted or marked text. Small text display in smaller font size. Del or text that has been deleted with strike through. Ins or ins text that has been inserted with an underline. Sub or subscript text appears below the baseline. Sup or superscript text appears above the baseline. HTML provides several formatting elements that allow you to style and emphasize different types of text in various ways. These elements help highlight or alter the presentation of text for a better readability or to convey meaning. These elements enhance both the visual presentation and the semantic meaning of the text within an HTML document. That's the HTML formatting. HTML table. An HTML table is used to display data in a structured format organized into rows and columns. Tables are fundamental parts of HTML for presenting tabular data such as spreadsheet, lists, and more. A table consists of multiple HTML elements that define its structure and content. Structure of an HTML table. Table, the elements used to create tables. TR defines row in the table. TH defines a header cell in the table, typically bold and centered. TD defines a data cell in the table. HTML tables are used to organize data in a grid format consisting of rows and columns. These are particularly useful for displaying tabular data like schedule, product, listing, or any other structured data. That's the HTML table. Adding border. In HTML, adding borders to tables or elements help to visually distinguish the different section and cell. You can add borders to your table, row, and cells using the borders attribute or through CSS for more control and customizations. Using the border attribute or HTML method, you can add border directly to the table element using the border attribute. HTML borders contribute quick and simple but limited control. Merging cells. Merging cells refers to the process of combining two or more adjacent cells into a single or larger cells in a spreadsheet such as Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets. This is commonly done to improve the presentation or organization of data, such as when creating headers or titles that span multiple columns or rows. If you want the name header to span across the age and city, columns, you would merge the cell for name so it covers all three columns. The merge cells in Excel, you would select the cells you want to merge. For example, name, click on the merge and center option in the toolbar or similar option depending on the software. The creates a larger cells that covers multiple columns or rows, simplifying the table's layout. HTML style. In HTML, the style attribute is used to apply inline CSS or cascading style sheets directly to an HTML elements. This allows you to add styles such as color, fonts, sizes, and spacing, and more to individual elements with the HTML document. The style attribute is written within the opening tag of the element. This approach allows you to style elements directly with your HTML codes without needing an external or internal style sheets. However, it is generally a good practice to use external style sheets for a better organization, especially in larger projects. HTML background colors. In HTML, the background color of a web page or an element can be set using the background color property in CSS. This property allows you to define a color of the background of an element like the body or other specific elements, e.g. divs or headers. You can set the background color using the various format like color name, red, blue, light blue, hexadecimal color codes, RGB values, HSL values. This will change the background color of the web page to the specified color.
Next is I discuss the CSS font in HTML, and CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. First, to create a CSS font, be sure to save your file in HTML file. To click the CSS file into your HTML file, type this inside your head and tag link style sheets and text CSS font. And remember to put arrow around it. Every page that will use to CSS has to have that header. And next is border. And so what is border? Borders can be used to visually separate different parts of a page and make it easier and to read. And next is I discuss the last part of the module, which is creating a personal blog site using a WordPress. And here's are the steps. First step is register on WordPress and go to www.wordpress.com and get started or sign up and enter your email, username or and password and create your account and choose a domain name. And basic feature like free hosting, limited theme and customization, and WordPress.com that display and your site. And third step is customize your blog. Choose a theme under your appearance and customize the layout and colors and fonts and add essential page like home, about, and fourth step is write your first blog post and go to post, add new and enter a title and content, add image and format text and click publish. And the last part is promote your blog and share on social media. I thank you.
HTML text color. The color property defines the text color for an HTML element.
So now, we will see how to change text color by default. The text color is black. So this statement will change the text color. So we see that the text color has changed. We can also set different text color to the different text elements. So as you can see, different colors is set in different elements.
HTML fonts. The font family property defines the font to be used for an HTML element.
So now we will see how to change font styles in a web page. So this statement will change the font style of the entire web page. So as you can see, the font style of the web page has changed. We can also use different font styles for different elements. The font family Arial, and Courier. So as you can see, it changed.
HTML text size. The font size property defines the text size for an HTML element.
Next is how to change the font size of a web page. So using this statement is we can change the font size of the entire web page. We can also change the font style or font size of the web page. 300. The font size is 300. The 160, the other one. And 120%. So it changed.
HTML text alignment. The text align property defines the horizontal text alignment for an HTML element.
So next is text alignment. Text alignment by default, all the texts are left aligned, and we can set the alignments to the right, center, or justify. So this statement will set the text to the center. So it goes to the center.
Styling HTML with CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. CSS defines how HTML elements are to be displayed on screen, paper, or in other media. It can also control the layout of multiple web pages all at once. CSS can be added to HTML elements in three ways. First is the inline, by using the style attribute in HTML elements. Second is the internal, by using a style element in the head section. External, by using an external CSS file. Inline CSS. An internal CSS is used to apply a unique style to a single HTML element. An inline CSS uses the style attribute for an HTML element.
So inline CSS. Ibig sabihin ng inline CSS style is yung style niya is nakapaloob sa HTML na element. So example is element B. Yung element is the body and also the head. If sinabing inline CSS, maglalagay ka ng style sa element, which is P. So, from our previous example, inline CSS yung gamit natin because umami person. Pwede mo siyang lagyan ng color, fonts, and etc. So, previous example is gumamit tayo ng inline because naglagay tayo ng style sa outside. Pwede mong lagyan ng fonts ito. So, pwede mo na siyang i-run and yan yung output.
Internal CSS. An internal CSS is used to define a style for a single HTML page. Also, an internal CSS is defined in the head section of an HTML page within a style element.
So, internal CSS. Unlike inline CSS is naglalagay ka ng element sa loob ng HTML. Example is the p style. Ngayon, sa internal is maglalagay ka ng style sa labas ng element. So, pag na-type na, dapat nasa between ng head para magta-type ka na lang ng text sa body. Example. Yung purpose ng style is para mapaganda mo yung P. The one. Ito yung example. Maglalagay ka ng style. Pwede mo siyang lagyan ng colors. So, blue. Pag nailagay mo na, which is sa P, dito ka na maglalagay ng text. So, kung P, yung nilagay mo dun, dapat same siya sa loob ng body. Kunwari, text is cellphone. Yun, cellphone. So, i-run mo na siya. Magka-come out dito yung result. Pwede mo din siyang palitan ng name. So, once nagganyan na siya, di na siya masasali. So, ang gagawin mo is maglalagay ka ng element, which is sa B. Dapat nasa gitna pa rin siya para sa center. B. Dito. So, pwede mo na siyang i-run. And ganyan na siya, cellphone. And blue.
External CSS. An external style sheet is used to achieve the style for many HTML pages. With an external style sheet, you can change the style or you can change the look of an entire website by changing one tile. To use an external style sheet, add a link to it in the head section of the HTML page.
So, external CSS. Ito yung ililink mo ang CSS file into HTML file. So, ang importance nito is marami ang code sa iisang file. So, hrel, relationship, style sheet, href is hyperlink reference, and ito naman yung name ng file mo. So, styles, i-connect mo siya into HTML link. So, HTML. So, ito, linagyan natin ng color, which is blue din. So, sa loob ng body is maglalagay tayo ng text para makita kung anong kakalabasan. And then, ito, meron na siyang kulay blue na text, which is haha. So, other example naman. So, magko-connect siya. Dito, P. Mag-set tayo ng font size, which is 90. So, try natin if i-run. And so, ito na siya. I-run. And yung font size is lumaki. So, ito yung purpose ng external CSS.